right, everybody. Welcome to South Kingstown High School with a matchup between Cranston West Falcons and your South Kingstown Rebels. Tonight's starters for the Falcons are number 3, Caitlin Antonucci, number 5, Amelia Polichetti, number 10, Manilio Cato Santiago, number 12, Aiden Gulliver, number 21, Catherine Albizu, and then for your Rebels, number 1, Barbera, number 4, Malia Young, number 5, Sophie Mahar, number 12, Cameron Glenn, number 13, Sierra Thompson. Those are different names for the Rebels, as it is their junior varsity playing for tonight's game against the Falcons, as their varsity team was quarantined. A nice basket there for Barbera. Good layup, get on the scoreboard early for the Rebels. You're going to see a lot of action from the Rebels side to go right to the basket, with Cruz being the head coach here for tonight's game. And it's going to be blocked by Thompson there for the Rebels, and Barbera is going to take it. She's going to give it over to Glenn. Glenn gets blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be Rebel basketball. Good start so far for the Rebels, getting easy buckets early on. Thompson's going to inbound for the Rebels. She's going to give it to Young. Young gives it over to Glenn. Glenn with the basketball. She's going to give it over to Mahar. Mahar's shot is going to be no good. Fighting for the rebound for the Rebels is Barbera. And it's going to be on the floor. Nice play there for Cranston West. And it's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be Cranston West basketball. For Cranston West, a nice matchup early on. They played against Portsmouth. They won 55-49. Leading them into this game, and that's going to be a foul charged on South Kingstown as Albizu goes right to the hoop. So Albizu is going to take 2 free throws at the line for the Falcons. So as I said, Cranston West, they played Portsmouth in the 6-11 matchup. Cranston West won 55-49, which led them to play South Kingstown as a 3 seed. And then you see Albizu, who makes her first free throw for the game, starting to get the Falcons up. Getting a point there. With 7:15 left in the first quarter, the Falcons just tied the game. We'll see how the Rebels come. That's Barbera now with the basketball for the Rebels, trying to throw it up, and that's going to be a steal for the Falcons. Missed shot there. Falcons almost try to retain it, but it's going to be a steal by Glenn. Glenn with the basketball. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by the Falcons. It's going to be Rebel basketball. If you looked at the first matchup from Cranston West and South Kingstown, what you saw from the Falcons side of things is you saw Polichetti, Antonucci, and you saw Avendroft. Avendroft is not starting for the Falcons, so I wonder if something's going on with her. Barbera with the basketball for the Rebels. She's going to get a pick from Thompson. Barbera is going to give it to Glenn. Glenn inside to Thompson. Thompson with the basketball. Shot miss right there, and that's going to be a rebound for Coto Santiago. And she's trying to give a lead pass to the Falcons, and now it's going to be South Kingstown basketball. Thompson's going to inbound for the Rebels. Giving it over to Barbera. Barbera is going to try to give it back to Thompson, but it's going to be stolen by the Falcons with Polichetti had the basketball. Inside, that's going to be a nice defensive play by the Rebels, and then the Falcons are going to take it right back. Now you got Kota Santiago with the basketball for the Falcons. It's going to be Polichetti. Antonucci takes the three-point shot. It's going to be a rebound for the Rebels. And now Barbera with the basketball, giving it to Mahar. Mahar just off the mark there, and it's going to be a rebound for the Falcons. Nice rebound there by Polichetti for the Falcons, and it's going to be a foul on the Rebels. Easy foul there on the Rebels, and it's going to be Falcons basketball. 2-2 start, 6:02 left in the first quarter. We'll see what goes on in these first couple of minutes, how the Rebels settle in with a lot of young girls on the squad. A lot of freshmen. You only got 4 sophomores on the junior varsity team playing tonight for the Rebels. Polichetti with the basketball. She's going to give it over to Kota Santiago, who misses the shot, and it's going to be a rebound for the Rebels. Barbero now with the basketball. She's going to go right to the hoop, and it's going to be a traveling violation on her. Early on, the Rebels got to settle down a little bit, getting a little too excited. Nice basket early on, getting that basket, and you're going to see a timeout for the Falcons. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. So what you're looking for the Rebels early on, you saw it going right to the basket. They got to continue that, going to the basket, trying to maintain some pace in this game. And also defensively, for the Rebels, I haven't really seen the junior varsity team, but might see some pressure. You might see some man-to-man, depending on what happens going forward early on. If you're the Falcon side of things, you just got to get in games like last time against Portsmouth. They've come back from behind. So if you're the Falcons, you don't want to get the lead. You don't want to be down by too many points. You got to continue to stay competitive throughout the entire game. And it's going to be the Falcons to inbound. You're going to see Antonucci with the bat, who's going to inbound it for the Falcons. Going to give it over to Cota Santiago. Cota Santiago with the basketball, going to give it over to Polichetti now with the basketball for the Falcons. She's going to give it over to Gulliver. Gulliver's pass is deflected by Barbera. Barbera now with the basketball, trying to give it to Mahar. It's going to be stolen by Cota Santiago. Cota Santiago with the basketball. Going to pass it over. Gets double team there. And it's going to be a foul on South Kingstown. And entering the game for the first time tonight is going to be number 2, Reagan Bell. Falcons with the basketball. That's going to be a three-point shot. It's going to be missed. Trying to follow a shot is the Falcons. They're going to follow their shot, and it's going to be a foul called on the Rebels. So far early on the Rebels, they got to keep their hands up. They can't allow fouls. Early on, you've seen a lot of fouls from the Rebels. They got to limit the fouls a little bit, stay out of foul trouble in this game. Can't get into foul trouble early. And that's going to be Albizu at the free throw line for the Falcons, who missed her first shot. And then Victoria Hancock enters the game for the Rebels. Albizu is going to take her second free throw of the night. That one's good. Bell with the basketball, gets double teamed, and it's going to be a jump ball. Great play there by Cota Santiago for the Falcons. South Kingstown still retains it, but like I said, they got to look at the pressure. They're going to have to figure out how they're going to maintain this. If they're going to go slow and steady, or if they're going to try to get it out quick and get ahead and try to get a fast break point here. She gets it into Bell. Bell to Hancock. Hancock gives it to Barbera. Barbera to Bell. Bell is going to pass it out to Glenn. Glenn's going to shoot a jump shot there. It's going to be no good. It's going to be a ball is going around. It's going to be Bell who comes down with it for the Rebels. And that's going to be Young for 3, and that's going to be way off. Almost a save there by the Rebels, but it's going to be Falcons basketball. And you're going to see more substitutions for the Rebels, substituting back Thompson in for Glenn. Early on, you see a lot of substitutions for South Kingstown using that depth. Cota Santiago with the basketball for the Falcons. Going to give it over to Polichetti. Polichetti back to her. She's going to look for some space. She's going to give it over to Antonucci. Antonucci going to give it back to her. Back to Polichetti. Polichetti now with the basketball, giving it to Cota Santiago, and it's going to be stolen by Barbera. And then Hancock comes down with it, and it's going to be a foul on the Falcons. For tonight's game, you got 3 referees instead of the 2 since it's a playoff game. We're in the quarterfinals. So Thompson giving it to Bell. Bell now with the basketball for the Rebels. Looking for some space. She's going to try to give it to Hancock, but she's going to give it over to Tomlinson. Thompson giving it to Young. Young's going to shoot the jump shot. It's going to be an air ball. Rebound, Bell underneath. She's going to put it up. Another miss there for the Rebels, and Cota Santiago for the Falcons is going to get the basketball, and they're going to go right to the hoop. And pass there from Gulliver is going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be South Kingstown basketball. Great job there by South Kingstown, trying to get the Falcons off guard and try to speed them up a little bit. And then you saw a substitution from the Cranston West Falcons, and you saw Dedden who comes in. And that's going to be Barbera giving it over to Young. Young now with the basketball. She's going to give it back to Barbera. Barbera with the basketball trying to set some pace for the Rebels. She's going to try to get a pick here from Thompson. But she's going to step out for three. And that's a nice three-point shot there for Barbera. Early on, Barbera has done a great job for the Rebels, setting the pace for the Rebels. Going to go right to the hoop, but it's going to be a traveling violation on the Falcons. It's going to be Rebel basketball. So here you got Thompson inbounding it for the Rebels, and you're going to see substitutions for the Falcons as number 13, Julia Robbins, as well as number 25, Mia Riccio. In the last game that the Falcons played against the Rebels, you saw Robbins have a lot of quality minutes off of the bench. That's going to be a steal from the Falcons and a nice layup there from Antonucci. Barbera with the basketball splitting through the double team, giving it to Hancock. Hancock's going to give it to Young. Nice easy bucket there for the Rebels. Using the backboard to her advantage. Great job there from Young. Koto Santiago is going to go right to the hoop. She's going to pass it out. And it's going to be a foul called on South Kingstown. A lot of fouls early on for South Kingstown. They got to do a better job of not fouling and playing good quality defense. And you're going to see substitutions from the Rebel side. You're going to see Sophie Mahar enter the game. Going to try to find someone open. It's going to be ball battling around. It's going to be a rebound from Thompson. Thompson to Young. Young over to Mahar. Mahar now with the basketball, giving it to, trying to give it to Thompson, but it's going to be, looks like it's going to be out of bounds. Yep, it's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to be Falcon basketball. Early on, the Rebels up 7-5. Good offense, a little bit of defense. They got to try to see if they can get some points off of turnovers here. Still early on in the game. Good defense from both sides early on. She's going to pass it out to Robbins. Robbins with the basketball, trying to look for Kota Santiago. And that's going to be a double dribble. And now here you see it. Now Avendroth is going to come in for the Falcons. So Avendroth coming off the bench for the Falcons is very interesting. As the game she played against South Kingstown earlier, she started and had a huge impact. So we'll see what type of impact she has for the Falcons going on. And that's going to be Mahar for three. It's going to be off the mark, and it's going to be Robbins who comes down with it for the Falcons. Good double team there by the Rebels. Koto Santiago now with the basketball. She's going to go right to the hoop, and it's good. Nice job there by Koto Santiago. Bell trying to give it to Young, but Hancock gets the basketball, and it's going to be a foul called on the Falcons. On the sidelines, you see Cruz trying to energize his girls, trying to have them go right to the hoop and get those fouls called early on the Falcons. Try to go to the free throw line, and we'll see how they connect on these free throws coming up. First free throw is no good. Just telling her to relax and focus on the rim. This is Hancock, who's at the free throw line. Her second free throw is no good as well. It's going to be Robbins who takes control for the Falcons. She's going to go right to the hoop. Nope, she's going to pass it out to Santiago, Santiago is going to give it to Dedden. Dedden's missed shot there. Bell comes down with the rebound for South Kingstown. Bell now with the basketball, giving it over. And that's going to be Young who shoots the three-point shot there. It's going to be just off the mark, and it's going to be a rebound on the Falcons. Hancock almost with the steal. And now Koto Santiago is going to go right to the basket. Nope, she's going to pass it out to Dedden. Dedden's going to give it to Robbins. Robbins to Avendroth. Avendroth with the basketball, giving it to Robbins, who almost loses the ball. And now you got Koto Santiago with the basketball, giving it to Robbins to Avendroth. Now you got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Avendroth trying to go there, but it's going to be a missed pass there. And she's going to go right to the hoop, is Mahar, and that's going to be a missed shot there for South Kingstown. And now Avendroth is going to lead the charge for the Falcons. We'll see what she can do in this situation, trying to get the team going. You're only down a couple, but you got to get something going offensively. Only scored 7 points in this first quarter. Ricchio's going to go right to the hoop. It's going to be no good. And Bell almost tries to get the basketball there, but it's going to be a nice steal there by Avendroth. Avendroth with the basketball for the Falcons. Gonna give it over to Coto San Diego. Coto San Diego over to Dedden. Dedden back to San Diego. San Diego is gonna shoot a wide three, and it's gonna be way off the mark. And it's gonna be Young who's gonna go right around, splitting the defenders, giving it to Bell. Bell now with the basketball for the Rebels. Gonna look for some space, giving it over to Thompson inside. It's gonna be a missed shot there. Rebound. Robbins, who gives it over to Santiago. Santiago trying to go inside to Rashio, which he does. Nice, easy layup there for the Falcons. Bell now with the basketball, and it's going to be Thompson with the basketball. And you got about 5 seconds differential between the game clock. You got 4.5 seconds differential of the game clock and the shot clock, and that's going to be a full timeout. So you got two plans here if you're Coach Cruz. What you can do is you can limit it. You can go and just wait out the clock. You got 22 seconds in the shot clock. I recommend if you're going to do that game plan is you wait till 10 seconds is on the shot clock. 10 seconds gives you plenty of time to be able to get something going offensively. We'll see what happens going forward. Or you can go right to the basket, get a good shot. Get a good quality shot. You got 22 seconds on the shot clock. Figure out a way to get a good shot, 3-point shot open, or an easy bucket there. Figure out what you want to do. Like I said earlier, you could go and try. What I probably do is I probably wait till 10 seconds on the shot clock. Figure out what you want to do, and you go right to the lane. Maybe pass it out for a jump shot. Maybe pass it out for a 3-point shot. See what kind of rhythm they got offensively. But really, if you do that, you get the shot clock going down. Then when you look at it, you're not going to have the Falcons have a lot of time left for them to get a good shot. You're going to probably see a 3-point shot from the Falcons if you wait till 10 seconds on the shot clock to do something. So it's going to be Kimber who entered the game is going to inbound the basketball for the Rebels. We'll see what goes on here. She's going to give it over to Barbera. Barbera giving it over to Bell. Looks like they're going to try to go a little bit faster, but Bell's going to give it over to Barbera. They got 15 seconds on the shot clock. Getting the pick from Kimber. It's going to be Barbera to Bell. They got to look at the shot clock, 8 seconds. Mahar with the basketball, giving it over to Barbera. Barbera's got to shoot that shot, which he does. It's going to be off the mark. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be Falcon basketball. With 3.3 seconds left, the Falcons don't have a lot of time to get a good shot. So I like that. I like what they did there. You didn't get the best shot. Probably should have got a little bit better shot. Probably should have moved a little bit earlier. But a good idea to waste the clock up, and you're going to see Robbins who tries to chuck up a 3-point shot. A little bit too early. Could have moved a little bit, but didn't have a shot there. So at the end of one, you got the Falcons up by 2 points, 9-7. For the Falcons, you've seen, for both teams so far, you've seen up and down. You've seen them go right to the basket. You've seen a lot of fouls called on both sides. We'll see what happens on both sides. If they're going to continue to go right to the rack, so far you haven't seen a lot of jump shots or 3-point shots. So we'll see if jump shots and 3-point shots become a factor later on. And we'll take a 1.5-minute timeout, and we'll be right back. So back after the break, what you're going to see from the Falcons is you're going to see Polichetti, the inbound, most likely going to give it over to Avendroft. For the Falcons side of things, you got two seniors, you got a bunch of juniors, so a lot more experience than the Rebels for the Falcons. We'll see what type of offense they come out with and what comes out here for the Falcons. You got Avendroft with the basketball. She's going to give it over to Robbins. Robbins to Avendroft. Avendroft over to Polichetti. Polichetti giving over to Avendroft, going around the three-point line. Now Robbins, pass deflected by the Rebels. Kimber comes down with it. Now Bell with the basketball. Bell getting over to Mahar. Mahar over to Hancock. Hancock with the basketball. Looking for some space, giving it back to Mahar. Mahar now with the basketball. And she's going to try to fight through contact, but it's going to be a traveling violation on the Rebels. So you're going to see Polichetti inbounding the basketball over to Avendroft. Avendroft giving it to Robbins. Robbins giving it right down low. Too short, and short with a nice basket there for the Falcons. Kimber to Bell. Bell now with the basketball for the Rebels. Still early on. The Rebels got to get something going offensively. Barbera now with the basketball. She's got to make something happen for the Rebels. Giving it back to Bell. Bell with the basketball. Giving it to Kimber. Kimber jump shot. Trying to use the backboard. It's going to be no good. And it's going to almost be out of bounds, but Falcons retain it. It's going to be Avendroft who leads the charge for the Falcons. And passing around the three-point line are the Falcons, and Avendroft is going to shoot the three-point shot. Battling around inside, and Bell comes down with it. Bell with the basketball, giving it over to Hancock. Hancock going to shoot for three. It's going to be off the mark. Mahar trying to rebound, but it goes over there, and it's going to be Barbera who shoots the three-point shot, but it's going to be a rebound inside Mahar, and it's going to be a jump ball there underneath. You're going to see substitutions on the Rebels side of things. You're going to see number 4, Malia Young, and number 12, Cam Glenn. You're going to see Young to inbound for the Rebels. And Young's going to give it to Bell. Bell's going to fake the three-point shot and bounce it off of the Falcons, and it's still going to be Rebel basketball with 26 seconds on the shot clock. What I'd like to see from the Rebels side of things is Barbera has led the charge so far for the Rebels. I like to see Young get a couple more shots, get open, see if she can get something going for their bad pass from the Rebels, and you're going to see Robbins go right to the hoop. Missed layup there. Bell trying to battle inside for the rebound. Avendroft just takes it right in. Nice bucket there from Avendroft. It's going to be back and forth, and Bell now with the basketball going to try to lead the charge for the Rebels. See if the Rebels can get something going offensively. Got to get something going offensively. Go to the hoop. Try to find some space. Haven't got a lot of space offensively is the Rebels. Bell with the basketball. She's going to kick it out to Young. Young to Barbera. Barbera, and that's going to be a traveling violation on the Rebels. You're going to see substitutions from the Rebels. Thompson's going to enter the game, re-enter the game. Avendroft with the basketball for the Falcons. We'll see what happens here defensively for the Rebels. Got to get a steal here. Points off of turnovers are going to be key for the Rebels. Pass is going to be over her head, and it's going to be Rebel basketball. With the Rebels down by 6 points, got to get something going offensively. You got to go to the rack, try to create space. Not a lot of space for the Rebels early on. Thompson gets a pick. Barbera to Young. Young, 3, off the mark. Rebound inside, Mahar, and it's going to be a foul called on the Falcons. And here, so the Rebels have gone to the free throw line quite a bit early on. They got to make these free throws. If they could inch back with free throws, driving to the basket, foul charge on the Falcons, and start to hit like 1 or 2 of these free throws here, you're going to get some momentum going in, and you're going to see some, our first free throw is going to be no good. You're going to see substitutions from the Falcons side of things, and you're going to see Aiden Gulliver re-enter number 12. Her second free throw is good. Good job there to get that free throw. Start to inch into that deficit so far. I get it. It's still early, but you got to keep the momentum, keep it close. Avendroth with the basketball for the Falcons, getting it inside to Riccio. Riccio's missed shot there. Albizu almost with the rebound, passes it out. Good defense there from Young, and it's going to be underneath, ball fighting around. Most likely it's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be jump ball. It's going to be Falcons basketball. This time, Antonucci is going to give it over to inside is going to be Albizu. Albizu's shot is going to be no good. It's going to be a fight for the basketball, but it's going to be a shot clock violation on the Falcons. It's going to be Rebel basketball. Still down early. 5:04 left in the second quarter. You're going to see Barbero at the basketball for the Rebels. If you're the Rebels, you got to get something going offensively. All you've got is, and a lot of missed shots from the Rebels. Jump shots, three-point shots. Got to find some space and going to go right to the hoop. It's going to be a foul charge. Foul's going to be charged on Avendroth of the Falcons. It's not in the active shooting, so Rebels are going to inbound. Young's going to inbound the basketball for the Rebels. Got to get something offensively. Maybe a drive to the hoop, create space, pick and roll. Got to get something going if you're the Rebels. Young to inbound, going to go underneath to Thompson. Thompson's going to pass it back out to Young. Young to Mahar. Mahar with the basketball, giving it inside to Thompson. Thompson trying to give it to Mahar. Pass is deflected. It's going to be Falcons basketball, and they're going to go right underneath. Pass is going to be missed there from Polichetti. Barbera setting the pace, trying to give it to Glenn, but pass is going to be deflected. Rebels need to calm down a little bit. Early on, you got to calm down, relax, play good quality defense. Now you got to set stuff up. You're not in a rush. You got to relax a bit. And that's giving a three-point shot from the Falcons. It's going to be no good. Riccio is going to be underneath, giving it to Albizu. Albizu using the backboard to her advantage, taking the lead again. Barbera to Young. Young for three. Another missed three-point shot from the Rebels, and now they got to get back on defense, relax a bit. You're going to see the Falcons with the basketball. Avendroth mishandles the basketball. It's going to be Falcons. It's going to be Rebel basketball. Rebels down 7. Down 3 possessions. Got to find something offensively. Thompson to Barbera. Barbera with the basketball for the Rebels. Barbera is going to look for something underneath. Can't find it. Giving it to Young. Back to Barbera. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Barbera is going to be fouled underneath. It's going to be not in the active shooting, but they are in the bonus. Nope, they're not in the bonus, so it's going to be an inbound play for the Rebels. You're going to see Coto Santiago re-enter for the Rebels. For the Falcons, and Antonucci re-enter for the Falcons as well. And then you're going to see, for the Rebels, you're going to see Bell. And you're going to see Hancock re-enter again. Bell's going to shoot the 2. It's going to be missed. Hancock comes down with the rebound, almost loses the basketball, tips it off of the Falcons, and it's going to be Rebel basketball with 27 seconds on the shot clock. They got to get something offensively here. Got plenty of time. Giving it to Glenn. Glenn giving it to Hancock. Hancock, jumper. Missed there. It's going to be Santiago again is going to go right to the hoop, and she's going to give it to Albizu. Albizu back to Santiago, and pass is going to be deflected by the Rebels, and it's going to be Falcon basketball. 20 seconds now on the shot clock. You're going to see Avendroth to inbound for the Falcons. Avendroth giving it to Albizu. Albizu with the basketball. She's going to give it over to the three-point line, and it's going to be bouncing around inside. Nice shot there from Antonucci, but does not fall. Avendroth giving it over to, but Santiago over to Gulliver. Back to Santiago. Albizu trying to go inside. It's going to be a jump shot there from Antonucci, and that hits. You're going to see Barbera trying to lead the charge for the Rebels down early. Barbera with the basketball, giving over to Bell. Bell's going to try to find some space, trying to get a cut to Barbera. Doesn't happen. It's going to be Young who's going to go to the basket, and it's going to be a foul charged on the Falcons. Not a shooting foul again, and they're not in the bonus just yet, but you're going to see another inbounds play for the Rebels. Young's going to inbound it for the Rebels. Got to get open if you're the Rebels. Giving it to Barbera. Barbera fakes the shot. She's going to do the jump shot. No good. Rebound is Antonucci, and now it's going to be Avendroft who leads the charge again for the Falcons. Santiago, jump shot. Rebound there from Glenn. Glenn giving it to Young. Young is going to give it to Barbera. Go, 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 go. They got to go quick. Got to go quick. Barbera going right to the hoop. It's going to be no good. Good contest from the Falcons. And now you're going to see Gulliver with the basketball. Gulliver's going to go right to the hoop. Rebound there for the Falcons. Another rebound. And that's going to be another rebound from Antonucci. Antonucci just using her height to her advantage there. And it's going to be a timeout on South Kingstown. Rebels down 11 with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in the second quarter. On those couple of plays from the Rebels, you've allowed the Falcons get second chance opportunities. So what you got to do is you got to box out underneath, and then offensively, you got to create space somehow. They have not been able to create space to get good shots, create good shots. Therefore, those shots aren't falling. All of their shots have been contested early on. You got to find some rhythm offensively, and also once you get that turnover, you got to if there's a lane open, you got to pass it ahead, but be careful about passing it ahead. You've seen a lot of deflections early on from the Falcons. Pass it ahead and try to go. I mean, at certain points, the Rebels have seemed slow. Not a lot of rhythm offensively from the Rebels. You're going to see Bell with the basketball for the Rebels. Dribbling around, trying to find some space. Shot clock down to 20 now. Got to move. Giving it to Thompson underneath. Thompson loses the basketball. And it's going to be Antonucci who has the basketball, giving it to Santiago. Santiago's going to go right to the lane. Nice bucket there from the Falcons. Bell with the basketball, giving it to Young. Young with the basketball, giving it over to Bell. Bell with the basketball, trying to find some space, which she kind of does, but Pat tries to give it up underneath to Thompson. It's going to be stolen by the Falcons. Pass is going to try to go ahead to Albizu. It's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be South Kingstown basketball. You're going to see Thompson inbound for the Rebels. Giving it to Bell. Bell with the basketball. I like to see Young start to get the basketball and drive to the lane here early on. Trying to give it underneath to her, but it's going to be a nice steal there from the Falcons. And this time it's going to be Gulliver with the basketball. Going to pass it out to Albizu. Albizu to Santiago. Santiago with the basketball. Going to pass it out to Dedden. Dedden giving it around to Antonucci. Antonucci going right to the basket. It's going to be no good, and Hancock comes down with the rebound and just loses the basketball. And it's going to be coming down the lane is another shot there from Gulliver. Shot clock is off. Yeah, shot clock should be off. It's going to be Bell with the basketball. She's going to shoot a wide three-point shot. It's going to be a traveling violation on the Falcons. Break there for South Kingstown. 25.6 seconds left in the second quarter. And you're going to see Barbera come in for the Rebels for Bell. So if you look at that from Coach Cruz, you're going to see Barbera come in. Barbera is going to lead the tempo. You got 25.6 seconds. So you don't need to go fast, but it's going to be Mahar takes a nice three-point shot, which is open but does not connect. And it's going to be Santiago with the basketball. And she's going to take it out again. And it's almost going to be a steal by Hancock. Hancock almost comes down with it. It's going to be Mahar giving it to Hancock. Hancock going right to the hoop. Hancock doesn't connect, and it's going to be a rebound Santiago. And that's going to be a steal here, and it's going to be Mahar, who does not have a chance of shooting the three-point shot. And at halftime, folks, you got the Rebels down 23-8 early on. Still plenty of time left. We'll see what happens in the second half. Hopefully the Rebels offensively can get something going. And also, I'd like to take a quick second to thank all of the seniors of South Kingstown as well as all of our viewers. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as hit the like button as well. And also, I'd like to mention, after the game, don't forget to, as a senior, we create a senior podcast. I'm creating a senior podcast for my senior project. So don't forget to check that out. Name is Derek DeGallo. DOWGIALLO. We'll be right back in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Alrighty, everyone. Starting the third quarter. Rebels down a handful. We'll see what comes out from the Rebels, if they can get points off of turnovers early on, or what happens for the Rebels going forward. So, to start off, you got passing around the three-point line for the Falcons. Shot clock now down to 15. Santiago with the basketball, giving it over. Jump shot there is going to be no good from Antonucci. It's going to be a rebound, though, from the Falcons' end. It's going to be Mahar, who tries to give it to Barbera. Pass is going to be off of her foot. Barbera is going to fight underneath, and it's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be and it's going to be South Kingstown basketball. So we'll see. It's going to be the first time down this end. Maybe this end is going to be a little bit luckier tonight, so we'll see. Maybe they can get some baskets on this end, and that end wasn't as lucky. So Thompson giving it to Young. Young to Mahar. Mahar to Glenn. Glenn, jump shot. Bouncing around inside. No good. Barbera giving it to Young. Young giving it to Glenn. Glenn's going to fake the shot. She's going to shoot a jump shot. Good job there for the Rebels getting a jump shot there. Good job there by Glenn getting open, getting that jump shot early on, trying to get some points on that board. Now you got to look at defense for the Rebels. Santiago has been leading the charge for the Falcons, and she has the ball again. Going to try to go inside to Antonucci, and she connects again. Got to guard Antonucci if you are the Rebels. Glenn's going to shoot up a jump shot. It's going to be no good. Rebound Young. Young's fighting for the basketball, and it's going to be another rebound from Antonucci, leading the charge, giving to Abazu. Abazu over to Polichetti. Polichetti now with the basketball. Going to try to go underneath to Antonucci, but she steps out of bounds, and it's going to be South Kingstown basketball. Mahar with the basketball for the Rebels, giving it to Young. Young to Glenn. Glenn faking the shot. Air ball. It's going to be Falcons basketball. Falcons basketball. It's going to be, this time, it's going to be Santiago with the basketball for the Falcons. Santiago is going to look around, going to the three-point line over there. Now they're going to pass it around the three-point line again, and this time it's going to be Polichetti for three. Nice three-point shot there from Polichetti. It's going to be Barbera going over to Mahar. Mahar now with the basketball, giving it to Glenn. Glenn fighting around. Mahar now with the basketball, fighting around, giving it to Barbera. Barbera over to Young. Young going to shoot a jump shot there. Young with the nice jump shot there for the Rebels. Got to get something defensively now. You start to get something offensively just a little bit. Now make some stops, create turnovers, and go right to the basket, and you can start to inch into that deficit, and you can start to take control of the game a little bit. Santiago going to pass it over to Gulliver. Gulliver gives it over to around the corner, and that time it's going to be Santiago three-point shot. It's going to be a miss there. Thompson to Barbera. Barbera should go right to the hoop, but she's going to pass it over to Glenn. Glenn trying to use the backboard to her advantage. Doesn't work out. It's going to be off of the Rebels. It's going to be Falcon basketball, but it's going to be a timeout on the referees as it did hit the foot. So we'll see if it's a kickball. Yep, and it's probably a kickball, so it's going to be South Kingstown basketball. Good correction there from the referees. And you're going to see Mahar going to inbound it for the Rebels. Giving it to Barbera. Barbera with the basketball. Trying to find some space, which he tries to do. And it's going to be a jump ball. And it's going to be Falcons basketball. Tough job there for Barbera. You're in traffic right in that paint. You got to find a way to pass it out, create space. Not a lot of space underneath. Tough look there for the Rebels. Albazu over to Gulliver. Gulliver's three-point shot. Actually, that's going to be a three-point shot from Polichetti. This time it's going to be Mahara with the basketball. Giving it over to Glenn. Pass is deflected by Albazu. And Falcons are going to go right to the basket there, but it's going to be a steal by the Rebels. Nope. Falcons retain the basketball. See Albazu underneath trying to give it to Polichetti, but Young gets it, and it's going to be touched out of bounds from the Falcons, and it's going to be Rebel basketball. Thompson to inbound for the Rebels. She's going to give it to Mahar. Mahar back to Thompson. Thompson throwing it away, and that's going to be San Diego with the basketball for the Falcons. Going right to the hoop. No cigar, and it's going to be Rebels passing it around again, this time to Young. Young layup missed. Glenn fighting through contact. Layup's going to be no good, but she's going to go to head to the free throw line. And you're going to see substitutions from both sides coming up after the first free throw. She's got 2 free throws. It's going to be Glenn who's on the free throw line. First free throw is going to be no good. This time you're going to see substitutions from the Rebels. Number 2, Bell, and number 22, Alexander Smith. That's the first time she's checked in. And then you're going to see for the Falcons, Tedeschi Moran, as well as number 24, Olivia Van Patten. 2 new substitutions for the Falcons, trying to give everybody minutes here. You're going to see TM now with the basketball for the Falcons. She's going to give it over to Polichetti. Now she's going to get it right back. And going underneath is going to be blocked there. Antonucci trying to use size to her advantage. It doesn't work there for the Falcons. Bell now with the basketball, giving it to Glenn. Glenn to Smith. Smith is going to get a foul called on the Falcons, and she's going to head to the free throw line. First time she comes into the game, and she's starting to have a little presence down low for the Rebels. Good substitution there from Cruz. When you look down this lineup for the Rebels, you only got 4 sophomores. So a lot of youth on the Rebels side. We'll see how going forward this will work out for them. Her next free throw is good, and you're going to see substitutions from the Rebels. Hancock is going to re-enter the game. Falcons basketball here. You're going to see TM with the basketball. Giving it to Antonucci. Back to Polichetti. Polichetti trying to find some space underneath. Can't. Antonucci fighting for the ball underneath, but Young comes down with it. Young with the basketball, giving it to, passing it around. Glenn stays in bounds, passing it over to Bell. Bell's going to try to find some space. She can't, giving it over to Young. Young's going to shoot the 3-point shot just off the rim. It's going to be a rebound for the Falcons. And this time, Albazu passes it over to TM. TM over to Polichetti. Polichetti with the basketball. Give it over to Albazu. Albazu loses the basketball. Hancock comes down with it. This time it's going to be Bell with the basketball for the Rebels. Bell passing it over to Glenn. Glenn's shot is going to be no good, rolling around on the rim, but she's headed to the free throw line for 2 free throws. So far in this third quarter, what you've seen from the Rebels is offensively they've done a little bit better job than in the first. But defensively, they got to step it up just a little bit. Try to create turnovers and get points off of turnovers. That's going to be key for the Rebels to inch into that lead. Got to get turnovers, and then once you get that turnover, you got to get a lead pass, get something going to try to get back. And then also defensively, you might want to see some press, see how the Falcons handle the press. You're going to see movement from the Falcons on the free throw shooting. You're going to see Smith with their, it's going to be Glenn actually from the free throw line. This is her second free throw. Her second free throw does connect. So you got 2:53 left in the third. This time you're going to see TM with the basketball for the Falcons. Going to give it over to Ruscio. Ruscio with the basketball. Could have been a travel there, no call, and it's going to be Rebel with the basketball, giving it to Glenn. Glenn almost loses the basketball. She's going to give it to Smith. Smith's shot is deflected Bell to Hancock, Hancock to Young. Young with the basketball. She's going to go floater alert using the backboard. It's going to be no good. Rebound, Falcons. TM with the basketball. Passing it over to Rashio. Rashio for three. Missed shot there. Rebound, Young. Young with the basketball, giving it over to Bell. Bell fakes the three, giving it to Young. Young back to Bell. Bell to Hancock. Hancock to Smith. And that's going to be a foul underneath on Cranston West. And that's going to be Olivia Van Patten, first personal foul. And on the Falcon side, you're going to see Robbins re-enter. And then from the Rebels side, you're going to see Barbera. Hancock giving it to Glenn, and that's going to be a foul charged on the Falcons. So Glenn's going to head to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Her first free throw does not connect. With the Rebels having a deficit here with 2:04 left in the third, I'd like to see if the Rebels at some point could start to hit the three-point shot. That's going to be no good there, and Hancock falls down. So Falcons retain it. Falcons get the basketball. It's going to be Robbins who had the basketball, but not before. It's going to be a full timeout on the Falcon side. So with 1:57 left in the third, Rebels down 5 possessions. 5 3-point shots. What you'd like to see on the Rebels side is you got 2 ideas. You can try to go right to the basket, see if you can figure out a way to try to get fouled on the Falcons side of things and try to get 3-point plays. Or you could look at it from a perspective of, let's try to get 3-point shots, see what we can figure out offensively, and try to get something going where you get a 3-point shot, drive to the lane, pass out for an open 3, and hit those 3-point shots. Earlier on in the first and second quarter, you saw them have open 3-point shots, but they did not connect. So I think part of it is confidence. Right now, for the Rebels, their confidence is not at an all-time high. So what they did early on is go to the basket, get fouls called. You made some layups, you made some jumpers. So you got a little bit of confidence. So now you got to start to hit that 3-point shot, figure out, and then also defensively, you got to get turnovers. You have to get turnovers, especially when you're down by this deficit. Got to get turnovers, get points off of turnovers, control the game. And also you might want the Falcons to speed up a little bit. Falcons have been going slow at times, also fast. Got to figure out a way to stop the Falcons. Going right to the hoop is the Falcons, but it's going to be almost a rebound, and it's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be Falcons basketball. So here you go. It's going to be dead end to inbound for the Falcons. We'll see what happens here. Shot clock reset, so now TM with the basketball. She gets a pick there. She's going to give it over to Short, who gave it over to Deaden. Deaden with the basketball. Deaden giving it over to TM. TM over to Van Patten. Van Patten, who gives it underneath to Deaden for the layup. Bell with the basketball for the Rebels. So right now with the Rebels, you got to get something going offensively. Try to get some momentum. Try to inch into that lead. Barbera trying to find some space, giving it over to Glenn, and Glenn connects. Robbins is going to lead the charge for the Falcons. Huge part of the bench for the Falcons is Robbins. Really has set the pace as the sixth woman. And now you're going to see Hancock with the basketball. She's going to give it to Barbera. Barbera hasn't been afraid to shoot, but she's not going to take the 3-point shot, and she's going to give it over to Bell. Bell with the basketball, giving it to Barbera. Barbera with the basketball. She's going to pass it over to Smith. Smith jump shot. Can't connect, but it's going to be a foul underneath. Glenn to inbound for the Rebels, giving it to Bell. Bell's going to shoot the three. Way off. And rebound for the Falcons. And this time it's going to be Deaden to lead the charge for the Falcons. With 26-something counting left in the third quarter. Pass giving it over to Short. Short going underneath, passing it around. This time it's going to be Robbins for three. Way off. This time it's going to be Polichetti. Polichetti, actually that was Deaden who takes the shot. But they pass it back out for a rebound. Was the Falcons. A little travel there from the Falcons. No call. And that time it's going to be Van Patten, the freshman for the Falcons, who connects. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So for the Rebels, it is their junior varsity squad. So if you're looking at aside from the South Kingstown perspective, for these girls it's tough. You're obviously getting aged out. I mean, you got a lot of freshmen, a couple of sophomores, and from the Cranston West side of things, you got a lot of juniors. So the experience in this game has obviously dominated so far. And for the Rebels, you've seen they haven't got a lot of open looks, haven't got a lot of good looks. So it's been pretty much defense for the Falcons that has really contained the Rebels, where they haven't really got anything going offensively. Early on in the third quarter, you saw Glenn hit some jump shots, but that was pretty much the only scoring so far in this game. Defensively, they've done a good job at certain points in time. Right now, you're looking from the Rebels' perspective as baskets. You've seen a lot of missed shots, missed layups, stuff like that, where if you connect on some of those and you played a little bit better defense, you'd be able to start to get something going and really do something offensively. And we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back in a minute. It's going to be Rebel basketball to start out the fourth quarter here. You're going to see Barbera with the basketball for the Rebels. She's going to shoot the three-point shot, trying to use the backboard. Does not connect. Smith comes down with the rebound, giving it over to Barbera. Barbera with the basketball, giving it over to Young. Young trying to find some space. She can't find any space. And it's going to be a jump ball underneath. And that's going to be possession arrow South Kingston. And that's going to be possession arrow Cranston West. So Cranston West now with the basketball. This time it's going to be Polichetti for the Falcons, who gives it over to Avendroft. Avendroft back to Polichetti. Polichetti over to her. Short, and it's going to be passing around. That's going to be a three-point shot there for the Falcons. And she follows her shot. Does not connect on the second one. Smith to Barbera. Barbera over to Mahar. Mahar, layup no good. And that's going to be another rebound for the Falcons. Almost a steal there by the Rebels, but Avendroft contains it and starts to slow down the tempo for the Falcons. And they're going to go right to the basket. Nope, passing it out to, this time it's Polichetti for three. Nope, missed shot, but they follow their shot. It's going to be a rebound underneath, and it's going to be out of bounds, and that's going to be Falcon basketball again. You still got 6:57 left in the game. Looking to inbound, and she's just going to throw it way up. Almost a steal from South Kingstown, but Falcons regain the ball. You're going to see Santiago is not in the game. You're going to see Avendroft with the basketball, trying to body herself inside, which she does. Missed shot there. Avendroft rebound. Now it's going to be South Kingstown with the rebound, with Young taking control of the basketball for the Rebels. Young to Mahar. Mahar, that's going to be a two-point jumper. Rebound Young there. Young's going to give it out to Barbera. Barbera is going to shoot the three. Doesn't connect. Rebound Thompson. Thompson over to Young. Young for three. That's off. Mahar rebound. Oh, that's off. And that's going to be another rebound for the Falcons. This time it's going to be Gulliver, who's coming down with it, loses the basketball. Bump there from Gulliver, and it's going to be a foul on her. South Kingstown now with the basketball. And they are in the bonus. And this time you're going to see number 2, dead end, come in the game for the Falcons. You're going to see Smith at the free throw line for 1-1. And her first free throw is good, so she's going to get the second free throw. For the Rebels, Smith has played a lot of good quality minutes since she's been in the game. She's gotten to the free throw line, gotten layups, played good quality defense underneath. Second free throw is going to be off the mark. Young retains the basketball, giving it over to Smith. Smith to Mahar. Mahar's going to shoot a three-point shot. Wait, that's a three-point shot? Yes, it is. Mahar for 3. First three-point shot made for South Kingstown. Maybe they'll get something going offensively. This time, dead in with the basketball. She gives it over to Avon. Yep, it's going to be, this time it's going to be Calapso who made the shot for the Falcons. This time it's going to be Mahar. She's going to take another three-point shot. This time Smith comes down with the rebound. Battling inside was Smith. No foul called. And now this time it's going to be Avondroft who's going to... yeah, it was Avondroft. It's going to be Falcons going right to the hoop there, and it's going to be a foul charged on South Kingstown. Deden's going to shoot 2 free throws. Her first free throw is good. And you're going to see substitutions from the Rebels side of things. Number 2, Reagan Bell, and number 12, Cameron Glenn. And Deden's free throw is good to make to increase the lead there. Bell with the basketball, going to give it to Glenn. Glenn over to Mahar. Mahar is not afraid to shoot the basketball, but can't find any space. Going to give it to Young. Young's going to go inside, passing over to Glenn. Glenn's missed shot there. Going to fight for the basketball, and it's going to be a jump back ball. Good play there from Zarella. But Rebels retain the basketball with 5 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game. Young to inbound, giving it to Glenn. Glenn's jump shot is good. Avondroft to lead the charge for the Falcons. She's going to shoot the three-point shot. No good. Batting around inside, and it's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to be Rebel ball. And you're going to see substitutions from the Falcons. You're going to see number 25, Maya Riccio, and number 10, Melania Couto Santiago. You're going to see Bell with the basketball for the Rebels. Give it to Young, back to Bell. Bell's trying to find some space, giving it to Mahar. Mahar over to Glenn. Glenn gets fouled there. It's going to be 1-1 free throws. Has done a good job for the Rebels getting to the free throw line for the Rebels. She's made some jump shots in the third quarter, trying to get closer. They still got 4:39 left, plenty of time. And her second free throw is good as well. Santiago with the basketball for the Falcons. Speeding right past the Rebel defenders, passing off to Riccio. Riccio going right to the basket. And that's going to be a foul charged on South Kingstown. Riccio is going to shoot 2 free throws. Her first free throw is good for Riccio. And you're going to see substitutions from the Falcons, number 13, Robbins, and number 3, Antonucci. Riccio's second free throw is up, and it's good. Bell with the basketball for the Rebels. She's going to lead the charge. Trying to find some space is Bell. Passing it to Glenn. Glenn jump shot, no good. Rebound underneath was Antonucci. Now Santiago with the basketball, passing it ahead to Riccio. Riccio's layup is going to be no good. Mahar comes down with it, but stolen by Riccio. And that's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to be South Kingstown basketball. Smith to Bell. Bell with the basketball, 4 minutes to play. Bell giving it to Young. Young trying to find some space, trying to give it over and to Glenn, but it does not connect. It's going to be a steal from the Falcons side of things. And Robbins is going right to the hoop. It's going to be a blocking foul on South Kingstown. You see substitutions from the Rebels. You're going to see number 1, Barbera, number 13, Thompson, number 14, Hancock. Robbins with the basketball, gives it down low to Antonucci, but it's a missed shot, but the Falcons recover, and Antonucci giving it over to Riccio. Riccio is going to be fouled underneath, and that's going to be 2 free throws for the Falcons. Riccio's got 2 free throws. So if you're looking at the Rebels side of things, you can see Coach Cruz really talking to his girls, trying to get them motivated, not think about the score, look to the future for the Rebels. Riccio's second free throw is good, and it's going to be Bell with the basketball for the Rebels. Going to give it to Hancock. Hancock inside gets the pass blocked, and now Santiago with the basketball for the Falcons. She's been the mainstay for the Falcons, really leading the charge, speeding past defenders of the Rebels. Rebels really haven't been able to defend her at their best. Antonucci giving it over to Riccio. Riccio with the basketball, trying to look for some space. She's going to pass it out. And she's going to pass it out. That's going to be a missed 3-point shot there from dead end, but it's a rebound, South Kingstown. Bell giving it over to Barbera. Barbera is going to get fouled on the floor, but she's going to be headed to the free throw line as the Falcons are in the bonus. And substitutions from the Falcon side of things, you're going to see number 12 and number 21 enter the game. Re-enter the game. You're going to see Gulliver re-enter the game, and now as well as Albazu. Barbera is headed to the free throw line. And she makes the free throw. Second free throw is good as well. You're going to see Santiago lead the charge for the Falcons. Let's see what they can get going for the Falcons, and we'll see what the defense comes up with. If you are the Rebels, Robbins with the basketball. She's going to go right to the hoop. No, she's going to pass it out to Albazu. And her 3-point shot is no good and out of bounds. South Kingstown basketball. With 2:28 to spare. Rebels down a handful. Bell with the basketball for the Rebels. We'll see what we can get going offensively try to get closer on the scoreboard. Mahar with the basketball, and that's going to be a foul charged on the Falcons. And South Kingstown is going to go to the free throw line. And this time it's going to be 2 free throws for Mahar. Her first free throw connects. And you're going to see substitutions from the Rebels side of things. You're going to see number 4, Malia Young, and number 12, Cameron Glenn. And her second free throw connects as well. Makes the 2 free throws, getting closer into that lead. You're going to see Santiago with the basketball guarded by Bell. Santiago is going to pass it up, trying to give it underneath to Gulliver. Ball pass is going to be out of bounds. It's going to be South Kingstown basketball. Glenn is going to inbound the basketball over to Bell. Bell now with the basketball for the Rebels. We'll see what can get going offensively for the Rebels. Only down a couple. Pass is going to be stolen there by Antonucci. Almost a steal there from Young. But this time it's going to be Gulliver with the basketball, giving it over to Santiago. Santiago with the basketball, doing some dribble moves, creating space, and it's going to be a foul on the South Kingstown Rebels. Not in the active shooting, so the Falcons will inbound it here. Antonucci with the basketball, giving it to Albizu. Albizu, pass deflected, but Santiago retains it. Santiago, pass is deflected by Young. And it's going to be Robbins to inbound for the Falcons. Robbins giving it over to Albizu. Albizu with the basketball, who gives it down low to Antonucci, and Antonucci connects. You got 1:30 left in the game. Barbera with the basketball, giving it over to Mahar. Mahar, shot's no good. Rebound Young. Young giving it to Barbera. Barbera's not afraid to shoot. Her three-point shot's going to be no good. This time it's going to be the Falcons going right on the other end. And that's going to be a traveling violation on number 12, Gulliver. So it's going to be South Kingstown basketball. 1:09 left. And Bell with the basketball for the Rebels. Giving it to Barbera. Barbera is going to go right to the left, and she's going to try to go to the basket, and pass gets deflected, and it's going to be, this time it's going to be Falcon basketball after she loses the basketball. Santiago with the basketball for the Falcons. Nice deflection there from Mahar. And it's going to be out of bounds. Falcons basketball. Santiago is looking for a foul there. And this time they're going to give it to Antonucci. Antonucci underneath. Pass, shot, miss there, and it's going to be Mahar who comes down with it. Mahar underneath. She's going to give it over to Young. Young's going to shoot the three-point shot. Shot is going to be no good, but she follows it. Jump shot there from Young is going to be no good as well. And this time it's going to be Gulliver going right to the hoop. Yep, Gulliver goes right to the hoop. Missed shot there, and it's going to be Young who comes down with it. Young with the basketball for the Rebels. Give it to Glenn. Glenn, jump shot's good there from the Rebels. And it's going to be a timeout, South Kingstown, with 18 and a half to spare. 30-second timeout for South Kingstown. What Coach Cruz is doing here, he's just going to let his team know it's been a good season playing junior varsity. Obviously, you're going up against a tough opponent in Cranston West, who is on the varsity level. So he's just probably telling his girls, you've come a long way this season. It's been a rough season with wearing masks and everything like that. So we'll see what they come out with for these 18.5 seconds. my best guess is that we'll probably just see a little bit pressure in half court, and then once they get over half court, it's either gonna, it's most likely gonna end. But we'll see what happens here. Maybe a steal happens, and you'll see the Rebels start to, try to go for the steal. It's gonna be, and then Cranston West is just gonna take it out, and you're just gonna see Cranston West trying to roll at the clock, and it's gonna be Santiago with the basketball. She's just gonna dribble around. And loses the ball, and at the end of the game, folks, it's going to be the Cranston West Falcons who come victorious tonight. You're going to see Cranston West win 45-32. They're going to move on to play in the semifinals, and they're going to play the winner of Barrington and LaSalle, which is happening happening right now at 6 p.m. So obviously it's a tough matchup for the Rebels as a junior varsity squad going up against the varsity squad. I'd like to thank the class of 2021 for all the hard work as an athletic department and everything that has gone down. And lastly, but certainly not least, don't forget to check out my podcast for my senior project. It's Derek DeGallo, DOWGIALLO. And I'd like to thank my camera crew for tonight's game, Jacob Duhame and Sam Gregg. I'm Derek DeGallo. Thank you very much. And this is the last time, folks. Have a good one.